I don't know what I clicked. I just wanted to do the bit with the Junpei JPEG again because I realized Belly wasn't here for it. But oh no, guys, it's me, Junpei. The bit crashed my fucking stream. What the hell, dog? Junpei and his bi kicks, truly. It did so only once. It was 1 a.m. Rosu on the firsts again. Jeez.
It's 1. I better get back to the others.
Watch them just be gone. You jog through the entrance to the large hospital room to find 6 of the others already there. Oh god, it means it's gonna start a whole new ad break. I'll snooze it for 5 minutes.
Huh?
Ace, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. That's 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now they weren't gonna be able to do anything. It all gathered in front of door number 8. 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Why are they gathered in front of this door? Yeah, no, they couldn't have. Unless one of them was planning on staying back. Or perhaps, to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
She was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others until he stood in front of it. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant?
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well...
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept
What
their
the
mouths
hell?
shut.
What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
You don't know.
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here. That means I was the first one back, but...
8. I'm 5, so it couldn't have been... Could have been Ace and 7. But, Lotus, well, no, because it has to be 3 people. So I don't know.
The missing parts were already back in the red.
Lotus was first back. She's 8. Yeah, but it requires 3 people to open a door. And we know the consequences of opening a door with less than 3 people. You blow up. So she would not fuck around and do that. Which means it would have to have been 3 people. If it's like something sketchy, it would have had to have been 3 people. Ace, Santa. No. Ace, Snake. And Clover? No, sorry. So Ace, Santa, and Clover. But I doubt Clover would just be like, yeah, let's abandon my blind brother. Or, sorry, Ace, yeah, Ace, Santa, and Clover would make 8. And I'm 5. Wait, no, that's Snake. I don't think Snake is... I don't want to assume that June would be a part of this, but she could be. I do some mathematics in my time, and I don't know if I should trust you, my childhood friend. She's probably bullied into doing it, honestly, but that's why she's being like this.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to make sure. The slot that had been open on the bottom was now covered
You're
with
right.
metal.
It's in there. What about the other two?
They're the same.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other two boxes.
It's just as you said.
Satisfied that they were also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
All right, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
That's why she was saying the first and it was back. No one but June can dispute her. Well, no one but June and whoever the fuck else she would have planned to take with her. Santa. And Santa and her fight. But to be fair, that could be an act, or it could be that Santa is her kid. Yeah. No, he's there.
Correct.
None.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hands as if to say, not me, and Santa just shrugged. Clover. No. Everyone was gathered at 8, but it could have been 4. Because the other door's 4, I think. I don't know why they would bring 7, though. Of anyone in the group. Strange. Well, we'll figure something out, I'm sure. Only Clover lowered her head and did nothing.
Wait a minute.
6 and 4 are sus. 6 is June and 4 is Clover. That was when he noticed.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
The root has to have those numbers.
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Well, whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late. What the hell is he up to?
He's probably still trying to find the door.
Maybe he's lost.
Yeah, well, that seems likely.
The
Dude
only
can't see.
number that works with
I don't
6
know how
and
he
4
gets
to
around
make
in the
8
first
is
place.
7. Yeah. Clover raised her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was
Yeah,
shouting.
my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see. So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible!
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in
I'm
her
gonna
eyes.
go look for him!
Alternatively, 1, 4, 6, 7, 8 also make 8. Words were barely out of her mouth when she began
Hey,
to run.
hold on, Clover. Wait!
So Ace, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. I'd like to think Ace wouldn't be like that. Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. She kept going, and before anyone else could react, she was gone.
Well, that didn't work. Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No! We're not leaving 2 people behind! We should go look for them!
Alternatively, 5, 6, 7, 8 make 8. But yeah, but 5 was gone.
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time. We've only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and took off at a run. In front of the stairs that led to B deck, they decided
Let's
to split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Soon only 2 of them were left. Is it me and June? Yeah, the 2 were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the others. Yeah, right, we forgot something about 7. Was 5 gone? Was he? But I'm 5. Two, 3, 6, 7, 8 also make 8. Aren't I 5? Yeah, I'm 5. I'm fairly certain I'm 5, but now you're making me doubt myself.
All right, we should go too.
Yes, let's go. But where should we start?
Let's see.
I was messing. It's all good. Okay. I was like, there's a casino? What the fuck do you mean? We were just in the hospital room. Is there a particular one that I should pick, Valley, like to get a preferred ending, or also decent at doing digital routes because of this game? So you know that's a thing. It's time to go gambling.
Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
Alright.
That's not the right one.
Aw, dang it.
Oh, did you want me to tell you how to get to the true ending? Well, I just if there's one that I'm supposed to get. Step 1, start the god. Step 2, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Step 3, true ending. I just wanted to. I'm sorry. I will. Fuck it, let's go gambling.
How about the casino on
Why you
B
keep
deck?
bullying me, Belly?
Okay.
No, it's fine.
Let's go,
I'm
Jumpy.
just kidding. You're fine. It's not. They took off up the stairs at a run. Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining her nails. I don't like this drawing specifically.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
He glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Sure.
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Yeah, that pose. I want to be a map right now. Yeah.
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital route would be 1. But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room. The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26.
I will tell you that by design, it's impossible to get the true ending in one playthrough. You have to play through the game at least twice. The Steam version does a very nice thing, gives you a flow tree thing, so you can start the game at any previously played point, so you can skip the beginning and go straight to choices and stuff to try things you haven't tried. Yeah, I accidentally skipped like 4 hours back in the game earlier using that because I wanted to show Kuma something and thought that it was just gonna like show me what happened and not put me all the way back there. So that was kind of concerning, but luckily I was able to go right back up to where I was, so which is good, because otherwise I was gonna fucking cry, dead ass.
The digital route of 26.
The 4 of them could go through the number 8 door,
Wait a minute.
but
What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 1. They wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Right?
1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and 1 plus 0 equals. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Is there a permutation that we can get where everyone can go through doors? Or do we have to sacrifice someone? Because there's a 4 door and then there's a 7 door. So if we had one group of 5 and one group of 3, the nature of the game would suggest sacrifice is necessary. No? No. If the ending number adds up to 9, then I believe sacrifice is not necessary. If it can be avoided. Already sacrificed him in your head. That still makes the digital root of 9. I already knew that one. It's just that he's dead, and there's no way that you could fix that. Yeah, no, you actually would need everyone. There's no... Well, sorry. There's probably like a... Did you use good old time-traveling ghost ship Gigantic to go back in time before he died to save him? Damn, you know what, Veli? That is a good point. Three, 4, 5, 7, 8 works. 1, 2, 3, 5 make 9, or 1, 3, 5 make 9. You could escape with Ace and Santa. That doesn't mean that I particularly want to. Replace one guy for chicken, Super Chicken. Nah, Super Chicken is 0. Super Chicken goes through any door it wants to.
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then
No.
we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah. The digital root for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
But we can't bring Ace because that would make our digital root 9. We'll just scratch the back of her ear.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
She didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said, or did she seem particularly surprised?
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what you said was true, but how Lotus could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him. Didn't think about that. Did you? Only 5 people most can go through one number 9 door. I did think about that, which is why I started trying to do 5-person calculations. But I believe that everyone can survive regardless, because we're gonna get a clock and we're gonna shoot 0 in his stupid face.
Is that really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's...
Lotus's forehead
You
furrowed.
think I could have a moment alone?
Sure.
There are some things I need to think about.
Junpei and June turned and began walking away from
It
Lotus.
didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy. Yeah, but he was creepy and put a knife on a girl's neck. So he deserved it. No, I'm just kidding. His steps sluggish, but he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless,
They forced himself to smile and turned
let's
to
just
June.
focus on finding Snake for now. Okay.
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
We were gonna have to split up regardless. That is a true statement.
All right.
but
Where should we go next?
the first class
Let's go
cabin.
take a look at the first class cabin. It's really close.
They turned around and took off down the hallway to their left. Outside of the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do?
Are you all right?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but
He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed by worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to have been very close to.
Alone.
Her voice was thin and barely
Alone.
audible.
Hmm?
Alone. I said leave me alone!
Suddenly, she was
You're
screaming.
so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is go away, okay?
Oh, God, I
Just
accidentally
go
clicked.
somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Junpei was taken aback.
um,
Such anger and hate. June's eyes had gone wide with surprise
Why
as
are
well.
you still here? Didn't you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
all right. Let's go, June.
Yeah.
Honestly, a reasonable reaction, though. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over his shoulders to see Clover wiping tears from her face. You have questions, but you can't ask. Without ruining stuff. You won't. Oh. It's okay, I'll probably be wrapping up in the next 15 to 30 minutes. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression.
So,
Forced a smile.
where do you think we should go next?
Let's go gamble. No, I guess. The hallway with all the rooms.
Why don't we go back to C deck? We can take a look at that hallway with all the rooms.
Okay, let's get going then.
Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Ahead of them, farther down the hallway, they spotted
Hey,
Ace.
Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
What should Junpei do?
Let's go.
With Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
June's face looked kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Why would you say that? The question seemed somehow odd to Junpei. What's that pose? That's June's plushie pose.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Is it
They
obvious?
don't look alike at all.
I mean, Ace looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention
Still,
it.
there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was, but he could have sworn that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
At June's urging, they left. Found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was
Something
in turmoil.
about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Junpei did his best to
All
clear
right,
his mind.
where should we go next?
I don't know if there's going to be anything new at the casino or the first class cabin, though.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
They turned and headed back towards the large hospital room.
Hey, wait. That's...
Santa, yeah, they said, fine, you can stay here, but we're gonna look for him. So he just stayed there.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Talk to him, I guess. Junpei and June walked up to
What
Santa.
are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her
I don't
head.
know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Part of me actually does think it's Snake, but part of me also thinks it's Lotus, just because I don't like Lotus. Like she is hot, but personality-wise, I do not like her, and I fully expect that she would, especially given the conversation we had at the casino. But also, Snake is always fucking sketchy, and the fact that he's standing at the 3 door, I mean, technically he can't go through without exploding, but he might be foolhardy enough to be like, nah, I'd win. Just keep going.
You think maybe it was Lotus? They say the first person at the scene is the most suspicious.
Yeah, that's possible. You don't have anything else to suggest she did it, though. Might as well just suspect everybody.
Junpei furrowed his brow.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Santa grinned.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah,
But why?
Yeah, why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding. Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
That's fair.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first, he'd assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. When Santa spoke again, his voice
Look,
was
if you
quiet.
trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose.
He wanted to hide the chicken.
You gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
With that depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly
And
walked
that's
away.
that, I guess.
Oh yeah, we wouldn't be able to go through a door anyway. Junpei and June looked at one another and smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next?
Let's go take a look around the casino.
Okay.
There's no one here. Let's try somewhere else. Let's go back downstairs and check out that hallway. Oh, nobody's here.
Snake, of course,
Let's
is
look
nowhere to be
somewhere else.
found.
But where?
Let's go check out the first class cabin.
Okay, I'm.
They quickened their pace and headed for B deck.
No one's here. Maybe we'll have more luck somewhere else. But where? Let's head back to the large hall.
Alright, that's.
I don't think anyone is.
They looked everywhere they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Lois looked around at six frustrated faces
We
and
can't
spoke.
keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There's no point in wasting any more time. I swear he's just gonna walk in. Just like stroll in. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right.
Okay, well, with Snake gone, we're 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? That the digital roulette not important. 1, 3, and 4 could go through 8, which would leave 5, 6, 7, 8 to go through 8. Oh no, those are both 8, weren't they? I'm not very smart, guys. 1, 3, 4, 5 could go through 4, which would leave 6, 7, 8. No. All right. Well, they'll offer me the options when it comes. I just keep going. Maybe I'll try to figure it
We're
out.
not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal.
She walked back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Finally, she stopped.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
What? We already lost.
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes, you've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors.
Can we not? Is that not an option? One, 4, 5, 7 would leave 3, 6, and 8. Oh yeah. Okay.
If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Leaving behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. I don't know if she's right. One, 4, 8 makes 4. It'll be 3, 5, 6, 7, 3. Go with Lotus suggestions. Junpei wasn't quite sure that's true. Leave Clover.
Wait a minute.
Hmm?
2
Why?
people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2, and 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
Taking away for
I
Snake.
got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people. But if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Let's say we
I
go
did
through
run
door
the
7
numbers, so I'm kind of
with
stupid.
1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
3, 7, 8.
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
3 plus 7 plus 8 is 18.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That was just an example, of course.
Well, yeah, especially because the party that you made wouldn't make 9 either.
There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors. Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. You'll see. Anyway, that's how it is. Now, if we can get back to my proposal, we only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
When Seven spoke, his voice was strained.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant. We shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, calm down, you two.
So you have to step between Lotus
Look,
and June.
what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Is the worst way of putting that.
Exactly. That's how democracy works.
Oh my god.
And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No, that's terrible.
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about
Damn,
you, Santa?
Okay.
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2.
Still pretty sure Santa and Lotus are related.
7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. We don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Oh, glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover had moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know if she'd even heard Lotus's proposal.
Clover,
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors.
That's not true. That is objectively untrue. He can't be behind one of the numbered doors. Breaks the rules.
We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow?
It's, again, not possible. Clover slowly lifted
Let's
her
go
face.
look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice 1 person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Clover nodded once.
The motion carries.
Lotus spun around and walked towards Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or
I
even
will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
June's voice shook and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. He simply looked at her.
June, I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me.
I just realized I spelled something wrong in a message like yesterday.
I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've
Wait,
escaped,
if there are
come
9
back
people
and
brought on,
rescue
but
me.
1 died and 1 is missing, why are we acting like there are only 7 people? Because there are only 7 people? One of them is dead, and the other one is, like, has vanished. We've searched every inch of where he could possibly be. He's nowhere. I'm dumb. What did you think? I'm confused. I'm confused on, like, the thought process. Genuinely. Like, I'm not trying to belittle you or anything. I just genuinely don't know. Thought it was 10 people. Okay, yeah, no. It's the Nonary Games is 9 people. 0 is somewhere, but 0 doesn't matter mostly because it doesn't add anything to the digital route, and also isn't a person that is with us. That's the person running the game.
Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei controls his tongue no longer.
We've only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no
You
rebuttal.
see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
But Ace. Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. My brain literally thought 10, even though I clearly said 9. That's fair. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Ah! Santa stood against a wall, calm and aloof. What does this look like in the novel screen? Or in the adventure screen, whatever. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hand. Only Clover stared at Ace, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship were screaming. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first. Also, the issue with the 3v3 is they can only go to doors of the same number. Yeah, that's the thing. Well, so the assumption is that much like this part where we kind of came back and found each other, the paths aren't separate forever, and we will come across some, if not all, of the people that we split off from.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded so hollow and faint.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran towards Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
Literally the point of the game. Then it happened. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something!
What is this sudden, like, hand-drawn... She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
And it was a syringe in a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. It read, Soporil Beta.
Soporil Beta. What does this do?
Beta.
Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap.
Can we go long past your bedtime? Oh, Jaster's in the chat.
I really am very tired.
Junpei knew that wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and Jun's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave
Ace.
him behind.
Hmm? Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulder again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
He lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him on the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
It felt wrong, but he had to agree. Ugh. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Huh?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hand in the
Who,
cookie
me?
jar.
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Can I get it? She shot him a glare that would have melted steel and then turned and stalked it off.
All right, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last, Junpei's mind was already made up. Is Lotus safe from Rosu tonight? No, absolutely not. If I pick 8, then it's gonna be with Clover. Okay. I need need to write this down because otherwise I'm not gonna understand what it is that I'm actually doing. Where the fuck is my pen? Why does this shit keep disappearing? I have a pen, it just sits on my desk. It doesn't go anywhere, it don't do anything with it other than write on things on my desk, and for some reason, there it is. Okay, it was on my desk the whole time. Okay. Okay, that's not what I wanted there, pal. Thanks. We not do that. Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point we've only got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have an 8 door, a 7 door. Stream muted, by the way, watching Shogun. Gotcha. And then a 3 door, which I wouldn't be able to go through because we already decided that we're splitting into 2 teams, 8 and 7. And what was it? 4, 6, 7? Nope. 3, 5, 8. No. 4, 5, 8. 4, 5, 8. Which would mean 3, 6, 7. What other ones do we have? I don't think we have a lot of options here. No. I also don't think there's a conceivable way that... No, I did 5, 6, 7 already. That I can go through the 3 door. This is it's a 3 door, right? Yeah, door 3. I genuinely don't think there's a conceivable way that could go through door 3. Unless it was a 4-person team. No, 5, 3, 4 would be able to go through there. But then that would leave 6, 7, 8, which wouldn't be able to go through a door. Other than the door that we had already been through, which I don't think they can go through. They might be able to, though. I'm not sure. I guess let's just go through door 8.
I think I'm gonna go with door 8. Okay, 8 it is.
Are there no other doors anywhere else? Just the hospital? Yes. It is just these 3 doors. There's no other choices we get.
Yeah. All right then. That means June's gotta go through 7.
What? Why?
What?
Santa grimaced and muttered angrily to himself, but finally began to
If
explain.
the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it. Have 3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8.
No other doors you can go in, to be precise. Yeah.
4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors.
First one would be impossible because 8 is at 8 and 7 is at 7. Yeah, but if you forced them to pick a different one, because they wouldn't be able to go if you went to 3. They would officially not have enough people to go a different branching path. My assumption would be that it would either drag 7 or 8, or it would be the asshole move of, oh, I don't care if you guys don't get along, you're going in the same door anyway. Because 3, 4, and 5 are 3, and so are 6, 7, and 8.
You get it now?
Santa finished. June looked over. Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
Oh no! You're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew if they were going to survive, he had to swallow his feelings. In order for the 6 of them to move forward, he and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he swallowed, steeled his resolve, and he did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Didn't sound very hopeful. We do have a literal map, by the way. We have a map of the ship. Oh, sorry. No, this is only a map of B deck, and we're not on B deck. We're on C deck. Didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that interjected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9. In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
Or until the time runs out. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them, and with what reassurance he could manage, laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
Have they seen the 9 door? No, they have not. June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
Her voice was barely above a whisper. Santa's voice shattered the moment.
You guys are done, right?
Jesus Christ. He stretched
Anyway,
and continued.
that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8.
So they're going to just believe Zero about a 9 door trust. I mean, the point of the game is that there is a door. It's kind of just like, if he was gonna kill them anyway, like, one, there wasn't going to be an escape regardless. So why bother not going with it? Zero is the person that runs the game. Also, I should clarify that. Zero is the person on the speakers who set up this game, explained the game to them. So like, it isn't just that a player was like, oh, hey, there's a 9 door and that's how you get out. I think, like, they actually were the one who set it up.
Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a
Whatever.
moment. I'm just saying, I'm always sus of puppet masters and blind guys who describe things they can't see. It's more of a dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
All right, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, Seven, and June walked towards door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. And I think here is where we're going to leave off for the night. We'll be back next, next Saturday for more 999999999. That was 10 nines. Shit. Gotta start the whole stream over again. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for stopping by. Run it back. Alright, deleting the save date. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, let's find... Do we have anyone we can stream? Oh, Veli's live. Let's raid Veli. Thank you guys for stopping by. I will be live again at some point. Probably Tuesday. That's probably the next time I'm going to be live. I've been trying to sort of get a schedule set up of like more regular times to stream, which is why Saturdays have been 999 days, because it's my single player day. Alistair's off doing his stuff. Kuma usually works, and Mackenzie is never up late enough for me to play games with her on a Saturday. Now, that being said, next Saturday may have a single player and something with someone, because I don't work that day and I don't have anything going on, but we'll see. But yeah, at the moment, it's Saturdays are single player days, Tuesdays are Final Fantasy 14 MSQ days with Alistair, and then Wednesdays and Thursdays are kind of our group mix-up days. Whoever we can get and whatever we can scrounge up for content is what we do, and we won't figure that out pretty much until the day of, because the world is in turmoil. Thank you guys again for stopping by. Bye.